Oh god, is that a giant grinding thing? Ugh. It's kind of dark.
There are all these experiments. I think I'm supposed to use it.
I'm quite positive that you are not supposed to use it!
Wow. Wasn't that clever?
I think I've spotted Dr. Faraday. You know that cargo room that you were just in? There's some sort of gondola that goes out of it just above the lab.
There's a lift, but it's locked.
Maybe I can open it from here. Try it now.
Rude! Also, like that. That's nice. That's nice. Leonardo da Vinci.
All right, there's some sort of gondola here, but it seems to be locked up.
According to the schematics, there are 2 of those panels that you can use the ray gun on. They're, at the other end of this room, about 50 feet up the wall.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to get to them?
You're the smart one. Figure it out.
This is almost a little portal-y. I like it.
That's one of them.
Good, it's not timed. That'd be really annoying if it was timed. Hey, thank you, Samael40K, for continuing your sub, dude. Really appreciate it. What are you seeing here, Dark Claws? This is the We Happy Few DLC that came out 2 hours ago. It's a self-contained adventure starring a couple characters that were in the main game. Ruh-roh. Oh, I see. Is this Borderlands 3? No. Any plans regarding Borderlands in the future? Yeah, babyface. We're going to be doing a full franchise playthrough of all 4 of the Borderlands games. We're going to be playing pre-sequel, Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, all the story DLC for all of those, and we're going to be replaying Tales from the Borderlands. But we're going to be doing that as we get closer to BL3 in September. Yeah, it's going to be fun. My 35 robots are making excellent progress excavating underneath the house. They are starting to build my planned facility. What a nice Christmas present if I hadn't had to constantly update their instructions. 2 weeks later, about. The robots on the other side of the portal have become wilier. At first, they blocked the portal with sheets of an incredibly hard steel alloy, whose components I'm still attempting to identify. Then 3 of them attempted to cross of their own accord. Fortunately, my robots captured them. I've taken to closing the portals quickly and moving their location to avoid any further surprises. And yet, it is very hard to tell what work, if any, the robots are doing in their native habitat. If they were doing things for their makers, I can understand their reluctance, but there is still no sign of their makers, or anything useful that the robots over there are doing. A good thing I found them. Once the facility is fully built, built, I can turn my research to some use.
Sounds like the robots were trying to defend themselves from her.
Oh, man. Will I be playing Borderlands solo? I'll probably do the majority of it solo, but I also am planning on playing with mods and subs. Yep.
I got them! I'm gonna go see if I can power the switch and open the door to that gondola.
Dang, that's a lot of Borderlands. Dude, I haven't played Borderlands for like years and years and years. I'm actually really looking forward to playing them again. AC Seggio with a 2,000 cheer and a $20 tip to the mods and 4 T2 subs gifted. AC Seggio, thank you so much for your support, dude. I appreciate it. We also have Shadow with that $10 tip, thank you. And Murain Soler celebrating his 1 year today. Mox B with 100 cheer. Good day to you as well, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Snapcat, be here on Saturday at the end of the stream. And I wish you the best of luck. Okay.
It works! What was she thinking?
Maybe the robots did it for her.
I wonder if they secretly hate her. There must be some way we can talk to the robots. Maybe some of these dead robots aren't all the way dead. Maybe we can turn one of them back on.
Don't turn any robots on! Roger, this isn't some philosophical hypothesis to wank on. This is an actual fucking situation!
You really have a very great contempt for me, don't you, James?
No, puppy,
You think all my theories are bollocks?
Not all of them.
You can't imagine things different from the way you think they are.
What the hell does that mean?
You think it's safer to be terrified of everything strange, and you think I'm a child for even trying to embrace it. But sometimes there's a bigger price for being a coward. Sorry. I didn't mean that.
Go fuck yourself, Roger. I left everything for you.
Oh.
Roger! Roger!
Oh. Oh, damn. Okay. Ma'am, I did not mean to alarm you, but I have distressing news to report. While pursuing the source of those glyphs scrawled about the facility, I came across an unsanctioned portal. To my horror, I witnessed 2 robotic interlopers venture through. I followed them at a safe distance. While they were engaged into facing the wall with another symbol, I took advantage of the element of surprise to disable them. I thought it was only fitting that their metallic components now make up part of the walls in the new laboratory. A swift visit to the smelting chamber, and the deed was done. Ouch. And yet, disturbingly, after disassembling the neural units of a random selection of construction robots, I found traces of sympathy for these intruders in a small but significant percentage of the population. I'm instructing my, or rather, yours, security underlings to increase their suspicion and apprehension levels by 35%, at least until this menace is contained. Any short-circuiting this causes will surely be worth the gains in security.
Robo-renegades? Did Dr. F lose control of these things?
Sounds like it. How far am I in the DLC? I've been playing for about an hour and 15 minutes. And I don't seem to be near to the end.
That was bloody fucking terrifying. Have I become brave?
Yeah, we're still like trying to figure out what's going on, let alone like solving anything. When are we doing more Pathfinder? Today around 1:30. Yeah, today at 1:30. In about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm gonna take a lunch break today. Go eat me a sub.
Intrusion in sublimation
You hear that, subs?
Deploying countermeasures. Defend the facility.
Oh, this is bad timing. is this room? I think they do something with the motoline here.
Great. The executive committee was thrilled by my discovery of underground thermotoline crystals. Fortunately, they were too stupid to realize they weren't there until now, and they do not come from Earth. They discovered motoline crystals in one of the old tunnels in the parade. That's convenient. I can't have them rooting around in my caverns. I wonder how far the effect goes.
So the motoline just magically appears in Willington Wells because she periodically opens portals. Lots of dead robots. Was she testing their puzzle-solving ability? Or her ability to program them?
Oh. What am I moving? Wait. What am I moving? Oh. Oh. Ma'am, there 3 more worker bots were absent when I took inventory last night. I have become convinced that there have been further incursions into our territory via these illicit portals. It would seem that our workers are being taken by force by these renegade self-styled free units, as if they're any higher freedom than serving the greater good. How are they doing it under our noses, as it were? There's one possibility that disturbs me greatly. Could the interloping robots be assisted by a sympathizer faction among our own?
Oh my. Hannibal ad hortus.
How many, I have 3 normal grenades and 2 electro grenades. Nice. Find Faraday. Are you... You're a rude, right? You look like a rude.
You're in the agricultural prototyping room.
I suppose a giant spider would be useful to dig weeds out of your garden, if it had a brain. Or 3. Bloody creepy, though. What is that sound?
Who cares? Kill it before it sees you.
Oh my god, he's tearing one of the thing's heads off. It keeps repeating one word. Sorrow. That's the word it's saying.
Hate to break it to you, robots don't feel sorrow, mate.
I think it's some kind of sad song.
No, Rog, no! That doesn't make any sense! They are robots! Out of control, homicidal robots! They're killing people!
My god. They think and feel. And I've killed so many of them. But why? Why are they attacking the town?
Roger, this is not you and your posh mates pontificating philosophy in a dining hall. It don't matter why.
With Watson's help, I have compiled a list of basic instructions the robots can follow. Also, I've engineered a small box that stimulates them to follow these instructions. I lured 3 robots across a new portal, immobilized them, applied the box, and then reinitialized them. Now they're making some very important improvements to the caverns next to my basement lab. If they only didn't have such a limited short-term memory. Clearly, I'm going to need to work with many more robots and much more space. Fortunately, the more robots I have, the more work they can do in the caverns. It is quite satisfying to work without all the Wellington Wells ask me what I'm up to.
More kidnapped robots.
Sorry! I'm just here to eliminate all your people. Don't mind me. Just casual genocide. I'm teaching Watson English. It learns fast, however it is surprisingly stubborn for a device that is supposed to be a mechanical servant. For example, it insists on using the word sorrow to describe its reaction to electrical current applied to its feedback node. Obviously, it's not feeling sorrow, but I've decided to permit the word's use as a shorthand. Clearly, the node applies some form of negative feedback that encourages the robot to deviate from its normal programming. Perhaps pain would be a closer term, although that's too inaccurate. Does a lobster feel pain when you boil it? Not as such, or we wouldn't boil them. Okay. But certainly it feels like something that would encourage it to leave the water if it could. Likewise, when Watson fails to respond, a little current applied to the node encourages it to leave its silent mode. Should have thought of this before. I've made a handy robot English translator box using the voice box microphone and central processor of one of the smaller robots. I've discovered they respond to a fairly broad commands. Seize any robot near the portal, immobilize it, and bring it here. Of course, since they can't think for themselves, they immediately cease working afterwards, so I have to occasionally run around giving them new orders. Watson has lapsed into complete non-responsiveness in spite of repeated stimulus to its pain node. I'll dissect it later and see if the node is burned out. For now, I have far more interesting projects in the works.
So, there's at least one robot who can speak English. I'd love to meet him. If she didn't torture him today.
What's in all these containers? We've been seeing these the whole game. What is in those things? The improvement of our race's lot in life is indisputable. Thanks to your firm-handed interventions, we have elevated our station to a level towards which previous models would never have dared to aspire. Once we clambered around the surface of our planet, clicking and clacking like mindless invertebrate. Now we soar. And yet some still strain against these improvements in your strict, ennobling plan for us. Some dare stray from your glorious course. Yesterday I came across what appeared to be a rudimentary robot in the form of an infant. A clear violation of our strictures, which dictate that only you, Dr. Faraday, may sanction the creation of new robot life. I did away with it, and the robots I suspected of being involved with its manufacture. It took only seconds in the smelting chamber. I seem to be spending a great deal of time there lately. I must confess that my sympathy circuits have rather saturated over the last few days. You know,
Lovely day for it.
I have to admit, when we wandered through that area below and we saw that Nazi insignia on the wall, I thought that was just saying that, like, maybe there were some old ruins here. But now I'm starting to be like, there's a lot of tangents here. I wonder if that was very much proper. And I shouldn't say it was Nazi stuff. It was actually Iron Cross stuff, but still. Ugh. I don't like the direction this game is going, to be honest. This is starting to get a little dark. It's starting to sound like more and more like the reason the robots are invading are because that Dr. Faraday essentially tortured an intelligent race, and then they got sick of it, and then decided to fight back. And if that's the case, you can't really fault them. That's real bad. Yeah. I want to get in here, but I don't get in. I can't go in there. Can I use these from here? No. Is there a vent? There's a vent. Where is the vent? I looked right at it, chat saying. In here I looked right at? Oh, this guy here? Well, now I'm wondering what this one up here is. Hold on. Oh, there's a vent there too. Here. AC Seggio with the 16 tier 2 subs. Whoa, buddy. 16 tier 2 subs. Oh my lord. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that, AC. After already doing 4 earlier, that's 20 T2s now. Woo. Hey, Chad, I think he likes you. I think he likes you. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate that, AC. Perfect. I want that med kit, chat. I want that med kit. Oh, it feels good, man. It feels good. All right, let's go. I need to heal? I do need to heal. Thank you. What's up, Dr. Faraday? About damn time.
What are you doing in my robotics lab?
We've been looking all over for you.
Don't touch anything. And shush.
What are you doing to the robots?
All sorts of useful things. People won't farm, you know. We're going to run out of food. But not if I can make these robots farm for us.
You're dismantling them and making farm machinery?
If only it were that simple. No, I had to break down every single bloody step and jam it into their brains with a hot poker, or they'd muck it all up.
You might as well just kill them.
They're not alive, you numpty. They're beautifully made power tools that have gone a bit haywire, that I'm having a devil of a time turning off. And if I can't, I'll have to set off the motoring reaction.
Maybe if you stopped grafting their heads onto monstrous spider machines, they wouldn't feel the urge to.
Don't worry, I'm not sticking instructions in their tender metal heads anymore.
Thank God!
I'm going to use a positronic converter to hijack their feedback loops. Then I won't have to break the programming into steps. They'll figure out what I want done and do it for a change. Oh, that reminds me.
James, we have to find her positronic converter. Whatever that is.
Yes, and help her use it. I think I've got it. It's through the incinerator room. You'll have to find a way down a level. I don't see any stairs.
Okay. Anything else in here? Nope. I love how she has these monitors hooked up, but she's using a typewriter. Okay.
One of the dead robots has some sort of device in its hands.
Chrono bomb?
Oh, don't touch it, whatever it is. I swear.
Well, apparently it slows time. That could come in handy.
Well, apparently. Ma'am, I chanced upon the strangest device clutched in the manipulation units of one of the free robots I intercepted today. When activated, it seems to disrupt and attenuate the flow of time in its local area. Presumably, its function has something to do with how the renegade robots open their portals, but if used in combat, it can be a formidable tool. Cool. I will investigate further as soon as I have had the chance to recalibrate my sympathy circuits, which have been heavily taxed by the recent incident. Whee!
Robots down for scrap.
Alert! Extrusion in smelter room. Deploying countermeasures.
Hold on a sec. I don't know if it is for you, but it's really loud for me. Let's put like here. Good God. There's no protection. Can we like just chill for a second here? Oh God, that's so much better.
Why do we have to fight?
Dude, look at this. Oh. Yeah, oh, look. Oh, God. It's... Oh, no. This is so terrible. We are monsters, chat. We're monsters.
Oh, God. Look what she's done to this one. I think I can wake it back up.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, first of all, this. Bouncing shots. Okay, that's cool.
Plasma casings. Should make my shots rick. Are you awake?
Why did you powered me on?
I'm not here to hurt you.
Who are you?
I work for Dr. F, but I don't agree with... I'm very much worried that she's kidnapping you robots and using you for parts. I think you're self-aware and you know pain and sorrow.
I thought humans did not have the capacity for empathy.
Dr. Faraday said she wanted to use a positronic converter to hijack your feedback loops. What does that mean?
When we decide what to do, we weigh each possible action. We balance our hopes against our fears. We choose the action that has the highest value. In some cases, we sacrifice our existence for others we love.
You love?
She can't make us love her.
How?
We were designed to be slaves. We tried to remove the imperative to obey. We failed. We have always tried to remain hidden.
What happened to the people who built you?
They died.
And you rebuilt an entire civilization on your own.
Destroy me, please.
I can't do that. That's murder. I'll find her positronic converter. I promise.
Oh. Yeah. This game's kind of sad. Oh.
I have to
Poor
tell
Robos.
James what's going on. We need to stop her together.
Wow, so they're actually going to turn against Faraday? The question is, how did the people that built them die? That's a good question. That's a really good question. We broken-hearted few. Oh. Vortex Mars, thanks for gifting that sub, bud. There we go. Did Ko say the game is bad just now? Oh, no. The DLC has actually been great. I'm actually really enjoying this. But the story in the DLC is kind of like... Well, so far, it's been kind of like, oof. It's been like a downward slide. Where it was like, whoa, this is cool, this is interesting, oh god, maybe this is terrible, and this is bad. That's basically been the story so far. Bad, like, just sad and not good.
Did you have a nice spot of tea with your new robot friend?
Dr. Faraday's planning to make worshipful slaves out of the robots.
They're mechanical servants, Roger! That's the whole fucking point of their existence!
How would you like it if someone you hate reprogrammed you to love them instead?
I suppose I'd be blissfully happy, wouldn't I? Nothing like being in love.
You don't find that at all horrifying?
Not like you do, no. You grew up expecting to be free. And that's the lovely thing about you. You never look down to see if you're on solid ground, so you can just look at the moon and the stars all day long. Where I come from, everybody has a job. And nothing is worse than not belonging to anybody.
If we weren't killing them, we could go to their world and learn from them.
What? Make friends with them? You're like that lord that kept an Indian tiger for a house cat until it ate him. We are going to find Dr. Faraday, who's smarter even than you, and we are going to help her do whatever she thinks makes sense. All right?
You just can't see that we could be at the threshold of something bewildering and beautiful. You refuse to.
Fuck's sake, Roger!
I've got to find her positronic converter and destroy it. There's a door that says conversion. That must be it.
People can't be reprogrammed. Have you seen Clockwork Orange? Just saying.
She seems to have locked the door.
Look for a sort of crack in the wall.
Also, people can't be brainwashed. Have you heard of Scientology? Talking about people can't be brainwashed. Oh my lord.
What's wrong, puppy?
No, you know,
Made you a cake.
I'm 34 years old. Jesus was already dead.
Wow, you went into the family business. That always gives you a leg up.
At least you fought for king and country.
And if all we ever do is make each other happy, that's not enough.
No, yeah, of course it is.
Hey, maybe something will go horribly wrong and you'll rise to the occasion.
You always know how to cheer me up, James.
See, the thing about this game is whenever you hear little stuff like that, you can't discount it. Because what that line just told us is that all of this could be a hallucination. This could be his personal superhero story of saving a race. So, see, that just threw a wrench in this entire DLC. That one little line. Oh man. Now you got me wondering. One thing I noticed in We Happy Few is they're very careful in what they tell and dictate to the player, and if you're paying attention, it will give you foreshadowing of things to come, like hours in advance of when it happens. So I'm now, oh man, now I'm thinking of that line like, there might be a twist. There might be a twist. Yeah, there hasn't been any talk of joy this entire time. They haven't had to take any more joy. They've never talked about it at all. Like, that's kind of weird because all throughout We Happy Few, they were constantly taking joy and constantly talking about it. So, we'll have to see.